Close of play on day 2 of this 4-day test between England and India, and in many ways not dissimilar in pattern to day 1. Dominance with the bat by India, a record opening stand of 167 after England declared on 396 for 9, only for England to fight back in dramatic fashion late in the day, taking 5 for 16 in a 57-ball passage of play that was simply breathtaking, and play, well, it's turned this game on its head. India closing on 187 for 5 then in response to that 396 for 9 declared. England had closed their innings shortly after lunch. Shrubsole and Sophia Dunkley putting on a brisk 70 for the 9th wicket. Dunkley unbeaten on 74. Hers was a fabulous innings with sparkling shots and wonderful fluency. We thought her innings might be the talking point of the day, but enter Shafali Verma, 17 years of age, never played a first-class game of cricket in her life, strolled out on test debut and played with fearless confidence of youth. 13 boundaries, 2 sixes on her way to 96 before a big hit looking for the 100, only to slice it skywards towards mid-off and caught by Shrubsole running in. A long-awaited wicket for Kate Cross, but Verma's 96, the highest score on debut by an Indian woman in tests. Most importantly, at that point, she'd put a team in a strong position. 167, the highest first wicket stand for India in tests against England. Smriti Mandana made 78. Wonderful contrast in styles to Verma, the elegance of the left-hander, but she holed out not long after. Poonam Raut coming out to bat. Things had slowed up, pressure built on Mandana, and a big shot caught by Brunt off Siva for her 78. Shikha Pandey sent out as the night watcher. This is where all the drama started. Lasted all of 6 balls before popping up a knee-high return catch to Heather Knight for a duck. Mithali Raj, an awkward 17 minutes of play to negotiate. She would not have wanted to have been coming in. She was caught at short leg off Eccleston for 2. Poonam Raut could have been out for naught, should have been out. A feather of a glove to Amy Jones. Jones didn't go with the courage of her conviction to ask for a review, but Raut was later LBW tonight for 2 off a rather pained 31 balls, not offering a shot. So quite a remarkable last half hour. Harmanpreet Kaur is on 4, Deepti Sharma is on 0, and so India are 187 for 5, so they are still trailing by 209 runs. We'll take a breath. Alex Hartley, World Cup winner, and former India international Snehal Pradhan with us. Alex, first of all, goodness, 247 the follow-on target. What's England's plan from here?
I'll tell you what, they're going to bowl India out and get them back out there and try and bowl them out again, because England have got 396 declared on the board. Even if they have to bat again, they want that target to be as small as possible. I'd be very surprised if they bowl India out before that 247, I'd be very surprised if they don't send them back out there. I can't believe what we've just witnessed in this last 25 minutes of play.
Snehal, how are you doing watching this from India?
Well, I was talking about Shafali Verma's heart attacks, and then the middle order has decided to pretty much give everyone an even bigger heart attack. But it is a sign really of after Shafali Verma and Smriti Mandana both were dismissed, it is a sign of defensive cricket, and really the dismissal of Poonam Raut is probably the best symbol of that. It is almost as if she had decided that she's going to leave everything that she doesn't need to play, and made a decision where she left one which she should have played. And it's probably one of the tough ways to get experience of Test cricket, where you have to stay positive while also defending, and that's something that England did very well. While they were defending positively, and when they got a chance to attack, they attacked positively. That wasn't the mindset of Mithali Raj, of Poonam Raut, and I think that was what cost them their wickets. It'll be interesting to see Harmanpreet and Deepti approach this, but India do have batting in the shed. I will reiterate that. India are batting deep in this Test match. Pooja Vastrakar, Sneha Rana, all of them can bat. Tanya Bhatia slated to come in next. The first priority will be avoiding the follow-on.
Yeah, indeed, and we thought that was out of the game at 167 without loss. 2 wickets for Heather Knight, 6 overs, 5 maidens, 2 for 1 are her figures, and a wicket each for Eccleston, Cross and Siva. A little bit more on Shafali Verma though, because as much as India have crumbled in dramatic fashion, we really saw a glimpse of the future, Snehal. I mean, wonderful. I used the word fearless, and it really felt like we were watching something quite, well, an innings of tremendous freedom from the youngster.
Absolutely, and it's just insane to believe that Shefali Verma still hasn't made her ODI debut. When South Africa came to India's shores a few months ago, she was deemed to not fit the ODI scheme of things, and here she's come and just lit up the test scene and basically told everyone that she is going to be an all-format star. And the kind of innings that we've seen today is really absolutely, like you said, Alison, giving us a clue into what batting of the future is going to be like, what the next generation of Indian batters are going to be like. They are going to take this as the template. They are going to say, when I grow up, I want to be Shefali Verma. Mithali Raj may be the queen of Indian batting, she may be the queen of world batting, but Shefali Verma is the pin-up girl, so to speak, of Indian batting.
And Alex, do England have a similar star in Sophia Dunkley? It's unbeaten on 74 at the time the declaration came.
Yeah, so good to see, isn't it? You know, there's been a lot of hype around Sophia Dunkley for a while now. She's just not been able to break into that England team. Unfortunately, Fran Wilson misses out for Sophia Dunkley to come in, and Dunkley's taken that opportunity with both hands, 74 not out. You know, you couldn't have asked for any more from her. She'll be absolutely delighted with that, and I'm sure the England dressing room will all get around her this evening.
How concerned will England be that India were able to reach 167 without loss? Because there are very few chances. Bara, yes, Mandana offered a couple of chances on 23, Kate Cross a shin height chance, and then a short extra cover, a sharp one low down to Sophia Dunkley. But did England do much wrong with the ball?
No, I don't think so. I just genuinely think it's the ball that they're playing with, the conditions that we've got, the pitch, there's not much happening. Spin was always going to be the threat, as we saw with the India bowling attack. It was all spin, so that was always going to be the case. They tried to get the ball swinging early on, and the Kookaburra ball gets so soft so quickly that we just didn't see much movement and much swing. Maybe we should have brought spin on slightly earlier, but you know what? You can't fault England the way they've gone about that, because India have had a momentous collapse.
If we talk about Brunt versus Verma after tea, that was actually where the first sort of change of momentum came, wasn't it? Because Verma really sort of stepped on the gas, and a couple of gorgeous glides, as well as hitting Brunt back over her head for four. We saw quite an array of shots.
Yeah, we did, and it was something that I was so excited to see. Catherine Brunt was getting angrier and angrier. You could almost see the steam coming out of her ears when she was walking back to her mark, and Verma's just literally stood there laughing in Catherine Brunt's face. And that's the sort of pressure that we want our England bowlers to be under, and how do they cope under that pressure. And Verma did come out on top, to be honest, today. 96 on Test match debut, playing the way she played, bringing her natural game into Test match cricket, and it's something that I love to see, because I'm a big advocate for women's Test match, and I think what we've seen today just shows that Test match cricket is not boring.
Snow, how is it a sense of the pressure, that middle order? And Mithali Raj, she must have been fuming to have to come out and face that awkward period when the night watcher just didn't last.
Yeah, it was a tricky little bit of a period. Shikha Pandey is a pretty dependable bat. Everyone will remember that she and Mithali Raj had that famous partnership where she hit the winning runs in that test match at Wormsley. And we tend to forget that she actually did come in as a night watcher, and she did actually finish the game for India. Not to be on this occasion, she's not having a test match to remember Shikha Pandey. And then just bringing in that Indian middle order, putting them in a mindset that they shouldn't have been in a tricky period when spin was creating opportunities. It's almost like we're watching a pink ball test match, and this last evening session, almost a twilight session, where so much happens all of a sudden that you really can't go by what's happening over the first couple of sessions. That's what we've seen over both days.
Any question at all, Alex, of England enforcing the follow-on if they get the opportunity? That would mean they'd be batting last.
Yeah, it would, and on this wicket, it is a used wicket. We can see that there's a bit of turn in it. So would they want to get a massive score on the board and bat India out the game? Yes, but are they going to want to take that momentum with them and try and get that breakthrough again? It's a conversation that is going to have to be had, and it's genuinely something that this England team will never have had to have dealt with before. They are learning on the jobs, they're learning as they go during this test match. So it's going to be a hard conversation, but it will be one that I'm sure Heather Knight and Lisa Keightley will be having this evening.
And India, as you said, Snehal, first target to try and avoid, giving England that choice. But I mean, a complete change of mindset needed from them now, because at 167 without loss, the question was going to be, how do India plot a win from here? What is their pathway to victory? But it's all changed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are going to be a few harder conversations in the Indian dressing room, but I am fairly sure, especially with the coach now in charge, Ramesh Pawar, he's fairly well known for always advocating a positive style of play. The players coming in under him, Tanya Bhatia, who really blossomed on the first tour when he was in charge. She got her first ODI 50 on that tour, so she'll probably stick to that kind of a positive play, and I think we're going to see it's going to be pretty hard to dislodge these last 5 Indian wickets. That's what I'm going with as an early prediction for tomorrow. Sneh Rana has had an excellent domestic season with the bat. She's averaging 40. Pooja Vastarkar averaging 44 in domestic cricket. Test cricket is a completely different matter, yes, but this Indian team can bat, and I think Vastarkar and Sneh Rana have both been included in the 11 because they offer that little bit of extra batting ability. So this game is not over. This game is very much alive, and I think it will be a good fight from India and a creditable show if they can avoid the follow-on, force England to bat again and buy themselves some time in this test match.